Hi everybody, welcome back to video number 2 on Thursday, March the 4th. So in the first video, I have gone into a little bit more repetition or repeating of what's required for this assignment on the act of persuasion, taking on that role of fund developer. A lot of the information that you'll need to help you with this assignment is based out of chapter 9, persuasive messages, and I want to spend video number 2 highlighting some of the key components that I need to get across to you and make sure that you understand to help you write this letter that you are going to be doing for me. Because this letter, once completed, leads into the presentation part that you're going to be required to do for COM 252. So I really want to make sure that we give it the appropriate time to have you develop that sense of what the organization is all about that you are going to be representing as you put this letter together. And again, it will help you with that presentation. So chapter 9, everybody, persuasive messages, starting on page 289. Okay, it gives you a little bit of a chapter preview, some learning objectives. I just read through the case study and I really want to draw your attention to that case study if I can, because it does deal with this act of persuasion. How do you persuade people to basically come on board with you, to donate their money, to volunteer their time, maybe to buy the products that you are endorsing? So it's all about this act of persuasion. And that case study goes into it a little bit, especially as it pertains to social media. So yes, social media is really how we live our lives today. But with this assignment, I'm sort of taking you back to a time when letter writing was the way that we communicated with people. And this exercise is really going to give you an opportunity to practice those writing skills as you're doing the letter. So that's really what we want. We want you to be able to write this letter, to take your thoughts, compose them, put them on paper, and to have somebody think, wow, this is an amazing piece of writing, and I need to donate my money to that said organization. So we're going to sort of scale it back a bit. We're going to start with that letter writing. But yes, social media is a big way of communicating with persuasion, everybody. So when we talk about writing persuasively, we're starting on page 291. Again, I did talk about this a little bit. I just want to go back and make sure that you understand what it is as we move forward in this chapter. So writing persuasively, everybody, they give you a definition of persuasion. Okay, we all maybe understand what it is, but by definition, according to this textbook, everybody, persuasion is the process of gradually influencing attitudes and behaviors and motivating the audience to act. At the end of the day, everybody, that's what you want. You want to motivate me to donate my money. You want to motivate me to purchase a certain product, okay? So with persuasion, it's all about influencing attitudes and behaviors and motivating that person or audience to act. That's what we want. Okay, so how do we write persuasively, everybody? Again, at the bottom of page 291, they go into some detail about that. Really know your purpose, and I really need to hammer this home, everybody. You really need to understand the organization that you are representing for this particular assignment. What are they all about? What do they do? Who do they service? And what is it you want me to do, right? So you're making that request, okay, for me to donate my money. So you need to understand what motivates me with the SPCA, you know, as a pet parent. You can certainly pull on that. That's what motivates me. I'm a woman who may need, pardon me, the services of the women's shelter one day. That could motivate me as well. Or maybe I know somebody who's been in there. So you really want to understand what motivates me, okay? The food bank, the same sort of thing. And with Suniti doing the Big Brothers one, the Go Girls project that she's looking at with that particular one, these are all things that are going to motivate me, okay? So that's really what you want to focus on. You want to focus on that design and layout of your information, everybody. So, you know, plain white paper, something like this, Okay, it could be extremely not visually appealing. So you want to maybe pull over the logo of the company onto the letter that you are doing. It has to be visually appealing so that when I pick it up, I can say, oh yeah, this has come from the women's shelter. This has come from the SPCA. Put that logo on there. Choose your design and layout of your information. You want to make it visually appealing. You want it all to be on one page. And that may sound like an easy task, everybody, but it can be a bit of a challenge. So you need to spend some time on that. Be positive, everybody. You want to pull on the positive of what the organizations have done in the past. What are they doing moving forward? Okay, I don't want to pick this up and think, oh my God, that is so sad. You know, don't be that negative, what I call a negative Nelly. Okay, you want to be that poly positive, right? Tell me what the organizations have done, the good work that they're all doing, and how my money can help them. Okay, but you also need to anticipate that there's going to be some objections coming along the way. And that's just part of human nature, right? That is just how we roll. And how are you going to counter those objections that you are going to get from myself? So they go in again talking about that on pages 292, top of 293, with that Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Again, we talked a little bit about it on Tuesday, but this is a specific order of needs that we as individuals need. And once we obtain one level, so we start at the bottom, okay, with those physiological needs, once our needs have been met on that level, then we work up safety and security, we work up to love and a sense of belonging, and so on. And this is something that's been talked about in many different disciplines, sociology, the humanities, psychology, but is that ability to recognize that once somebody's needs are met, then we can move up on that chart. Okay, so take a look at that Maslow's hierarchy of needs if you're not familiar with it. The appeals that you can use one, you can use a combination of appeals, okay, in your letter writing. So put that hat on, okay. You can appeal to reason, okay, as an option for the letter that you're putting. You can appeal to emotion, okay. You can also appeal to ethics. And I would think doing all of this, everybody, when you are thinking of who your audience is, you know, you probably want to focus on that appeal to emotion. Okay, I am a very emotional person, and my heartstrings are pulled when I see cats or dogs that are in distress and need help, when there are children that are in distress and need help, women that are in distress and need help. And a lot of that is coming forth today, especially in COVID and the mental health issues that we are facing here. Now, if I can turn your attention, please, to page 295, I want to look at that indirect writing plan for the persuasive messaging. Okay, so the purpose of this indirect persuasive strategy, the textbook refers to it, is you want to break down resistance and prepare readers, prepare myself for that request that you are going to make. Okay, a gradual approach allows you to earn that trust and show readers how they will benefit from what you are asking them to do. These are, pardon me, all things that you need to keep in mind. So obtaining interest, everybody, prove your proposal or product can benefit the reader. How is this going to benefit me, everybody? Ask for action. So this call for action, calling, asking for that $250,000 donation. Turning over to page 296, everybody, these types of persuasive messages, what you are doing, you want to take a look at this favor and action requests, everybody. Similar to what we were talking about on the previous page, you're going to notice the three-step process that they are asking for or suggesting when you are writing these messages, right? Gain favorable attention, persuade the reader to accept. There's that buzzword again, everybody, persuade, and this ask for action. How do you ask me for my $250,000? Okay, it can be done. It has been done many times for many different organizations. And how do you, as that fund developer, ask me to donate my money? They give you examples in the textbook on pages 296 and 297 of what they call an ineffective, right? So something that is not going to work versus that effective favor request on 297. Take a look at that, everybody. Um, Written very well. How are you going to tailor your organization and the program within that organization that you are focusing on to get me to give you the money, right? This is what it all boils down to. So take a look at that example on page 297. Um, how they've broken it down, right? Praising the reader, explaining why fundraising is so critical and necessary in today's world. Because as I said on Tuesday, a lot of the organizations receive limited, if any, government funding. They rely on donors such as myself to help them do the work that they do. Okay. You want to offer details, you want to appeal to reason, provide the information. How am I going to follow up? How am I, as the donor, going to contact you to transfer the money to you? Okay, so take a look at that example on page 297. Again, ineffective versus effective. They give you great examples in the textbook that you need to be aware of as you work on this. They also move through the chapter talking about persuasive memos, okay, is another avenue that you could look at. And they give that again, ineffective versus effective. How are you going to get that message across in that memo that you are sending out to individuals, again, asking them for money? They do go through the textbook. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on collection letters or claim requests, but what I do like about this is that they give you samples that you can access that show you ineffective versus effective. Okay, so that is some of the highlights within chapter 9 that I want you to take a look at. Follow through with it and see how they are asking you to get that money across, or that message across, sorry, in either a letter format or a memo format. What are we doing? They then go on page 312 to start talking about persuasion through social media. Okay, I'm going to end this video here. I've only got 15 minutes and I'm almost already at 13. So video 3 is going to talk about persuasion through social media. What does that look like today? And then some case studies that I want you to read at the end of this chapter that are going to lead us into our discussion on Tuesday, everybody. So this is the end of video 2, and I will be back with video 3 very shortly. Thank you.